Ooh, all right. Um, I yeah, I'm live. I think I'm live. I think I'm live. I had this set up for 7:25, and every single time I'd restart my laptop, I'd get error signs, and OBS would pop up with all these errors. And yeah, it took almost till halfway through well, actually more than halfway through the first quarter for it to finally fix itself. But I'm glad I've been able to fix it. But it's been a little bit of a problem that I've had to deal with. So I really hope not many people just were in the waiting stream chat, just having absolutely no idea. Hopefully there weren't too many people waiting. I would have just clicked off. However, in saying that, if I can just get the scoreboard working here, so I can actually read what the scores are. Yeah, we're live for the Carlton v Western Bulldogs Indigenous round. 6:42 into the first. Let me get the chat up, see if there's any chat, because I need a chat for my streams to feel enjoyable. Currently, there's nothing there. Let's have a look. Do we have a chat? Well, we'll have one, right? We do. Okay, let me just answer all of what people have had to say. I really should have just put something in the chat beforehand. Yeah. But anyways, AFL videos, last minute. It's so annoying because normally it's because I'm unprepared, which is a bad trait that obviously needs fixing on. But it wasn't even that. This was actually a laptop problem. But you can believe what you want to believe, so it's fine. I don't really care. What took you so long? Every time I clicked the OBS to restart it, it would stretch and it would freeze. And what I ended up doing was... What did I end up doing? I just restarted my laptop for the third time. The third time seemed to be the charm. Which... I mean, I don't know why it had to be 3 times for that to sort itself out. It's good that you remembered your password. It does feel that way this year. I know. Even my latest video, like I put that out on Friday. It has been a mental battle this year. It really has been, but I think I can still definitely show a little bit more transparency and front up a little bit more. But yeah, again, I just wanted to do it to at least do a stream a week and just start building it on, because I'm still pretty hopeful that things will start feeling a little bit more normal, even if the numbers are a lot lower, and that's all completely on me. Yeah. How's your tipping going? I say you're good this week. The D's bloody were on fire against Hawthorn. I was not expecting that result, not to that degree. So yeah, pretty good this week. I always like to pick a point of difference at an upset call, no matter what. No matter what, I always like to go for one. Soxy says, in my game against Kingsway, my teammate Ryan hit me in the face celebrating my goal. It's kind of like what happened with Brayshaw and Josh Tracy. Did you have to get carted off the field after that, or were you all good? Nice to see you in the chat, AL. I'm 4 out of 5. Tip the D's. Did not tip Geelong. Oh, that's right. I didn't tip Geelong. And the reason why I probably forgot about that was because from Friday onwards. Did you see Adelaide 64-2 quarter? Yep, I did see that. North, I was right about them having a positive start, and then they just completely fell into their shells. So, I mean, they won the last quarter, but I feel a bit on the unsure now on North Melbourne. I thought they were really building on a bit of consistency. That was almost their worst ever loss they've had against the Crows ever in their history. Did you see? Yeah, I've got one joker to go. I don't really I don't really care as much on footy tipping this year because I keep fucking up early on without submitting the tips. I've done it like the last 3 years, so it ends up being like a waste of time. But I still do it. Like I want to get a 9 this round. I definitely want to get a 9 at some stage. Good to see North and Adelaide back in form. Adelaide 6-4. I thought for whatever reason they were heading into this game 4-4 or 4-5 to square the ledger. Who do they play next week? They play Hawthorn in Tassie. I'm looking for that. That's gonna be a really good game. Hopefully, up in Tassie it'll be down in you say down in Tassie. Heavily down in Tassie it'll be better for the eye. Unlike last year's game. I did come off the ground. Do they take you off the ground after you score a goal on junior footy? I should mention actually, I played in a creators game. I've been really silent on all my platforms. But I did play in that. I should probably be talking about the game. Baker kicks one. I swear you said you tipped. No, I didn't tip Geelong. I said to Lockie, there was no way the Cats were going to get the win because Brisbane just needed to respond. And I didn't think Geelong were. I still didn't think they were legit sort of top 4 side, but I think the top 4 could open up massively. There wasn't much footage of that game apart from Bud. Yeah, I didn't feel ready heading into that game. Like I just wanted to show up and just sort of, I just wanted to show up there and just have that. Did Bud upload his video yet? I'm not sure, but I just wanted to show up and just interact. That literally was the only reason not the only reason I showed. A bit. That's not at all. It was actually a really well organized event. There wasn't any footage, no live stream or anything like that of the game, which was a little bit of a disappointment. But ultimately, probably not. I didn't play to the bit very well as I would have expected. But it was still fun. And yeah, it was all organized within like 3-week period. So I thought they did a pretty good job. You were in the good video. You were good in the video with Bud. I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'll have to watch it. I'll tell you the reason why I've been avoiding I've been avoiding social media more, and that's because I've just felt really how do I describe it? Really shit about knowing how much I've sort of missed out on so far this year, just with how the year's been. It doesn't feel like it's me. So I'm only slowly getting back into it, and I think some people already know about that anyways, but that's kind of why. Norton goes inside 50 for a mark here. The Blues just got to stay in this in the first half, and then we'll really see where they're at in the second half. Almost feel like there's no point in the game if there's no stream. No, I sort of disagree with that. It raised a lot of money, and there was a good crowd. G'day, Sammy. There was a good crowd, although everyone was there to see the other team, like a mixture of prospects in the region. I think in the Essendon Academy or whatever. Some VFL players were playing there, so I was 100% out of my league. 100% out of my league when I was playing because I'm skin and bones compared to the rest of them. Who does St Kilda play next? We play Richmond tomorrow. Who was in the other team? I didn't know who they were. Heading into it, I actually thought, after realizing that, because I didn't know who the other team was going to, who was going to consist in that other team. I had no clue. So when we were told that was the case, I thought, we're going to get absolutely smacked. But the midfield really held its weight. And I had a few moments to play, but it was once again just no conditioning, no training, none of that shit. First time I kicked the footy in about 3 weeks, and running wise, just about the same. Yeah, Bud was. I said he was BOG, probably for our team. I'm not sure about the other team. I'll tell you who played well. I'm not sure if you've seen much content on other creators or who's posted their videos yet. I was gonna, but then I just like I went up with Chris and we were almost the last people there because the traffic was horrendous. It was a 2-hour drive. It said 1 hour. G'day, Shanna. 22 seconds remaining in the first quarter here. Haven't really been watching much of the game. Thanks for Andy for the comments. I really appreciate it. Helps the stream keep itself stable, and all the other comments as well. Triforce says, are you going to live stream the Saints game tomorrow? Well, you should know by now that I only live stream the interstate Saints games, which one positive about not really going to many interstate games and taking a little bit of a backseat, not that I was intending on doing that when the season started or beforehand, is I do save quite a bit of money and can put that aside, not having to go to so many of these trips, like Freo and all that. I was considering going. I said if we beat Gold Coast, I'll make the trip up to Perth, but it's like over $1,000 and I don't know. We're not going to do it. I'd have to make the decision in the next couple of days, but yeah, probably not going to do it now. But I've made the Sydney. I've booked in Sydney, so Sydney's going to happen. Quarter time is... It's weird because I only started the stream like 10 minutes ago. Fucking laptop. Son of a bitch. Did you see the Crows game? I did see the Crows game. Oh, how you stream? Yeah, cheers, Fat Kaz. I left because I thought you'd forgot. I didn't forget. I keep fronting up and saying the same shit. What I really should have done, I should have said in the chat, but I was just afraid to see people giving me shit. I've been devoid of my confidence this year, to be honest with you. So even something as simple as checking comments, I've been like, oh, people I know are going to give me shit. I got to face the fucking facts. Yes, I was late to the stream. I didn't want to be late. I genuinely had everything else sorted. I'm like, had a pretty good day today. You know, watched the end of the Melbourne Hawthorn game, caught up with a mate, did actually something in the morning. Feeling good, you know. Let's jump on the Carlton, Carlton v Western Bulldogs, and let's see if Carlton under Josh Fraser can get a win, as I predicted. Bam. I open OBS up, and it stretches. It fucking stretches and freezes, and I'm like, oh, great. And then I kept on trying to fix the result. On the back of my mind, I could have been like, well, I could have just checked the chat to see what people... And then it got to a stage where I'm like, well, I genuinely don't think anyone is watching. Shouldn't have that mindset, though. Do you have a few things to achieve over the buy rounds? Over the buy round? In terms of what? When even are the buy rounds? Round 12 to 16. I know that. You tip Carlton? Yeah. Coaches that get a new that get sacked and interim coaches that get get a good run in the next week normally find results. And I said I'm 5 from 5. Unfortunately, the Brisbane game fucked me over, but I got the Melbourne game right. So I've actually got one of my upset tips finally right for once. Did you have another good week? Yeah, I appreciate you for asking. It's my real problem are just the inconsistencies. So they're slowly getting better. But I just don't want to just sit here and say, oh yeah, everything's going to be great. I'm going to be posting 6 videos a week because who knows what my feelings might be on Monday. I've just got to I've got to stop letting what I feel when I'm in bed and I wake up, that mood dictate the rest of my day. And sometimes I let that happen. And as a result, I just can't have a clear state of mind and I just ignore and avoid. That has been a real problem for mine this last couple of months. I've been doing more things on my own, but I've just, even trying to connect more with people and, sustain, continued relationships. It's just been fucking odd. And I honestly think that it's my fault, at the end of the day. It's just a weird one, but I don't want to talk about too much of this because I just want it to be. I want you guys to see that the changes, not talk about it all the time. But no, I'm never gonna stop. Like, if I do decide, oh yeah, the channel shit's not for me, I would have made some post about it. But no, I'm still keen. I've got stuff I want to do. It's just finding it. It just has been that year that I didn't plan. But, appreciate that comment there. Anyways, Jesse says, hi, I'm a Freo supporter though tomorrow I think Essendon will put up a fight. At the G, I think the Bombers will put up a fight for the first half, but, Freo, you got way too much talent in the park, so I don't think you should worry too much. Soxy says after the game, I didn't come on again. Oh, you didn't come on for the rest of the game. Jesus. Richmond are going to beat the Saints. You can say that if you want to. But like, look at our history against the Tigers. And it's at Marvel. They beat Gold Coast there at Marvel last year, but that is the Suns. Yeah, we've got good form over the Saints, over the Tigers. Sounds like you're maturing as an adult. Well, I feel like I'm not, but I feel like I am in that transition stage, and I feel like it's just taken a lot later for me, as opposed to so many other people that probably would have been forced to do that a lot earlier. So I'm really I want to talk about this fully on a chat with Cardi, but I want to do it a little later on when I can start feeling more confident in myself and start seeing some signs, because at the moment it still feels really messy. Even like this week as well, posting the content and just putting it up there and not really looking at the feedback and then only checking like the next week. It's just like I cannot sustain it, otherwise it'll get worse. But I don't think it will get worse, because I have been, as you said before, Andy, coming to that feeling. I could have easily just not streamed and just decided, nah, this is too difficult. But no. If Blues win, they'll get their second win of the year. That is true. It does still feel really weird that the Blues have only got the one win, because they've had a lot of games where they've genuinely been pretty good. I reckon they're probably one of those. I think there'd be almost a record given to the Blues for most quarters won, for the least amount of games won. Anyways, I should probably stop the clock here, but let's I haven't actually checked the stats. Who's been like really dominating in this game so far? Sanders has been no real huge possession winners. Sanders with the goal and 7 actually been pretty good. Fraser, Bont. I wonder if Bont will get a rest at some stage. Why'd you tip the Blues? I just got a new coach. That's why, mate. That's why. Everyone wants Michael Voss out, new coach in, they get a win. I probably won't get the tip right, though. If the Blues win this, then they're a top 10. Then they're still a top 10 chance. They just need to lift defensively and defensively. No, they aren't still a top 10 chance. Have you seen the bloody quality in their list? Such a soft underbelly. And they haven't had that hard of a start to the year as well. They've had so many very winnable games. I thought there were teams around their mark as well. But defensively transitioning from defense is one of the big issues. They're just not used to playing the modern game. I split my lip playing basketball today. What happened? Get someone like accidentally knock you, like punch you? I would have assumed that would be like kind of the only way you could split your lip playing any contact sport. Like if you played hockey, maybe you get hit with a hockey stick. That would be probably more painful and more serious. Try and say the Saints indigenous. I know. Oh, it's not that hard. Yuroki. It looks harder to say than what it actually is. If you're still in the chat, Andy, I'm down to go through some of the indigenous Guernseys and do a video on it if you want to. If you're still in the chat though, even if not, like maybe I'll get someone else on, but I'll definitely flick the message, because then I can start getting something different up. Pacas says the Saints even beat the Tigers when we're good. We're not much of a chance. We beat you guys when you were good like once though. Like that was in the COVID era. But yeah, like I remember games where we've actually been pretty. I remember a game in 2018. We were up at almost up at 3/4 time, and you guys hadn't lost a game there in 15, 20 rounds or 20 games. But yeah, now obviously you guys are in the dumps, and we should obviously be expecting a win, and hopefully win well enough. Like I'm not expecting 100-point win, but 40 at least. It does suck that Naz isn't in the team for the next few weeks. It's going to make the next game Freo almost impossible. G'day, Luke. Skinny says, keep your head up. Also, did you see the games last night? My team Swans got lucky. My partner was not happy as she's Pies. Also, Gold Coast have been... Yeah, I watched the games with my dad. I could have set up a stream, but it was a bit too late. But yeah, no, I enjoyed the game. The Sydney v Collingwood game, I enjoyed that finish. But I never thought Collingwood were going to have enough petrol to get to the last quarter. And that sort of ended up what was happening. Brodie Grundy was fucking huge. So was McInerney and Blakey. Heaney was pretty good as well. Graz says, what do you think went wrong for the Blues after the 23 season? I feel like they just haven't been as good with ball in hand and disposal efficiency. I think there are a lot of problems that maybe they thought they were better than what they really were. Maybe they still needed to address some list holes, perhaps. Like a lot of their players they brought in haven't really been world beaters at all. Like they've just been middle of the road sort of players, and I think things just clicked that year, and they thought they were better. But then in 2024, they look really good. So I thought maybe it was like a thing of just the difference between their best six or best the bottom six players, I guess, and their better players. And then the game has caught up to them now, and a lot of their players just can't play this modern game and seem to be outpaced a lot. A big call for this game was Walsh and Cripps to get 65 disposals, and it's not a high disposal game in this one. Bailey Dale getting 10 already. Yeah, I could do that at some point next week. And I'll need to be really strict on when we get it done. I'm happy to record from any time between Monday and Tuesday, the couple of early days, and then have enough time to put it out, because I don't want to film it the night before and then have to like stress myself out to release it on the next day. It's just too stressful. Didn't the Saints also destroy the Tigers in 20? True. But like that was kind of before I thought they were that good. We didn't really know what the Tigers were going to be yet. And if I'm not mistaken, we were ahead of them in the ladder after that win. Maybe not. So we've been pretty good against the Tigers. I remember that game at the G in 2021 when we won by 40 points. And there was another game 2021 the day after, or the day of my infamous 18th. There we go. Cripps and Walsh get a couple there. Where what happened? Well, we know what happened on that night, but yeah, we got done by 86 points. So kind of glad I ended up not having to go to that game. Okay, Chase, I have my 50th footy game tomorrow. Good luck, mate. Makes you prepare well. Makes you prepare better than... oh, that's a shocker. Walsh. It's a disposal, though. What's your typical do you have like a pre-game routine? Or like pre-night footy game routine? Because I don't think I ever really had one. Which is probably why I was never really consistent with my footy. Did you see Melbourne beat the Hawks? Yeah, I did see them. Look, even if I didn't watch the game, obviously I've got I keep up with the scores. Oscar Skeen did his ACL. Oh, shit. That is very, very unfortunate, because he was coming to his own. He was finding some really good form in the side after, obviously Cameron wasn't playing. Not good for himself at all. And I've got to trade him out of my fantasy team now. Carlton worse than the salary cap scandal. No, they're not. But I don't know how bad they were back then. But they were pretty bad for a while, and they couldn't really get out of any slump because they weren't getting the top draft picks. So I wouldn't think they're worse than those days. But people are saying it might be 5 years till Carlton win another final. There'd be a lock for bottom four now, I think, for sure. I think we've seen enough footy this year. I don't know what their draw looks like when their season finishes, but maybe they will get a few just junk time wins at some stage. 2023 footy was more suited to Carlton style of footy. Well, back end of the year, they just rode on that wave of momentum, didn't they? And you're right on that. It just were more contested, wasn't it? More contest and, just surging the ball forward. Because footy this year, you've got to be able to move the footy quickly, and the handball game seems to be the way the game's sort of moving. Lots of Lots of more high-scoring games as a result. Carlton haven't really been able to play that game. I wonder how UCAT went for the Animals. I reckon he's gotten... unless he hasn't... Because last time I watched him play footy, he was dog shit. Like, even I was like a lot better than him. But I don't know, maybe he's actually improved. He looks like he's put on a bit of muscle and all that. So maybe he's actually improved. Duxie wanted me to go to the game, but I ended up not going to the game. Haven't been yet to a Wattle Park game this year. If Steen didn't get injured, the Pies probably would have held on. Yeah, you can make that argument. Grundy just completely just kind of took the game on his own and just won it from there. I know, it's still from what it seemed like. It still seemed like you guys should have won by more. But I didn't watch much of the first half. So that could be... Maybe I'm underestimating how well the Pies performed. Because I guess I was just watching more when the Swans were doing well. This game... Thankfully, we've got some chats going in because this game has been pretty dog water. And a pretty dog water crowd, if I have to say so myself. I would have thought the Carlton fans would be rolling through the gate. And probably not, actually. I actually thought the Carlton St Kilda game was going to be that. I thought it was going to be like a 40. Maybe not like 50, but I thought 45 because of the whole TDK and Silvani shit and all that. But I think they only ended up getting 40. And there was certainly less than that after the end of the game. Skinny says, I started career mode in under 18 for the Allies. I made my guy midfielder. I got drafted to play at the moment in Saints. Yeah, nice. Nice. In AFL 26. Might give that game another crack to see if they've improved it. See what updates they brought to it. If the game mechanics are probably still the same though, unfortunately. Worst thing is fans getting optimistic when the team has been garbage until the last few rounds. Worst thing about fans. You could say that was the case for a lot of our seasons. You know, the season basically was done halfway through. You could basically put a pin through it. Yet there was so much hope because of the way we finished. And it maybe was worse off because it gave us a worse draft pick and a more harder fixture. Can't believe they're thinking of dropping Josh Weddle. I would have thought he'd be one of those like mainstay Hawthorn players. But I guess if you continue to have really poor form, which is what has happened with his footy this year, especially the last 4 weeks, I wouldn't be against dropping him. Because they've got... who do they have next to Adelaide? They'll have to make some tough calls. Next week, do you think Chol will... I don't know the extent of how long... if he's a TB... They'll want to bring him into the side as soon as they can, but they're not going to bring him in if he's not ready. Bamboo. Hotkey footy. Most games have been crap this year. I can't tell if that is hotkey. Hotkey AFL or not, but... No, I disagree with it. Well, it's been a lot more of more quality games this year than last year, I reckon. Last year, there was a period where every single game, you could just predict the result before it started. But I can understand the point where people make where it's like, well, the sides that are more dominant have an advantage thanks to these new rule changes as compared to those that are lower on the ladder. So you might see more blowouts this year. But I don't think we've seen as many big blowouts as maybe some were thinking. We got a lot of inside 50s. Collingwood didn't give us space defensive. Oh, Bailey Williams, he's done for the day. 100%. Going to the freaking rooms. Just can't catch a break, the Dogs. Because he's been serviceable for them this year, I would have thought. From the games I've watched, Bailey Williams. He's gone into the rooms. Blues should somehow take their chances. And Cripps, why is he in the fucking forward line? I mean, Cripps does sometimes, you know, not restful, move forward when he needs to, but I haven't seen him kick a set shot all year. Genuinely, I've probably seen him have 5 or 6 attempts, and I haven't seen him kick a single set shot all year. This is Patrick Cripps, so I wouldn't be putting my money on this. I would not be putting my money on this. But for his sake and Carlton's sake, this needs to go through. And the snap got it done. Maybe that's how to get it done for him. I just realised yeah, I didn't restart the timer. I haven't been what? That is poor. Poor for me. Sort of halfway through, aren't we? I think that's the first. Actually, yeah, that literally is the first goal in the whole quarter. It's been a shot. It's been pretty boring. But if it's going to stay like this, then we might get an interesting finish. I'd rather that than a 30-point blowout. The game's already decided at half time. Certainly not decided yet. I was wondering if that's the real hotkey or not, but because I don't know with the usernames, I can't tell with these handles still sometimes. I obviously understand the whole point of why it's thing, but because it prevents fake accounts. Remember that was a massive plague against the whole community at a stage when everyone would just be making fake accounts and every man and the dog would fall for it. I'm happy the ticket sold out for Hawthorn v Melbourne. They didn't sell out. They did not sell out. Yes, the crowd was massive, but there was like, yeah, still heaps of. There's no way that game was a sellout. It's actually been an interesting year. Yeah, I thought I would have thought the same thing. A lot of close games, high scoring. Especially they've done Thursday and Fridays this year pretty well with the games, and they've picked the right games. Can't do much about Thursday night. Like you would think if a Brisbane Geelong Grand Final rematch deserves that time slot. Sometimes you're going to get lopsided results. That's just footy. Did Dan Gorringe get hotkey banned? Yeah, fucking no chance. Did he say something? No, Dan Gorringe would not care about what's going on and what other people / hotkey have to say about him. He's got way bigger fish to fry. Scott's in the chat. G'day, Scotty. Chase says if you need one player in the AFL all time to make a goal on the run in the boundary on the run. Oh, like Robbie Gray wouldn't be bad. He's done it a couple of times against us. Although there probably are some better options. Eddie Betts. Oh, Robbie Gray. I'll go Robbie Gray. Go maybe a little against the grain. Which team's Indigenous jersey is your favourite? Well, I'll decide that when we when Andy and I go through the Guernseys. When we go through which ones we find the most visually appealing. We might go through a bit of a breakdown of the history, or like not necessarily history, but the artistry. Oh, Bond, well done. Oh, Jones with the fumble. Still just the one goal this quarter. Davidson. Nice take. Decent take back in the team. Prime Bon or Prime Dacos. Mate, they're probably both at their prime right now, so you don't really need to tell me prime. But this year suggests you take Bont every day of the week. He can handle a tag better, and he's just more efficient and more impactful. Oh, my God. And probably more consistent. Like just more damaging. He might not get as much of the footy. He doesn't get as much of the footy, but you'd rather 25 Bont touches over 40 Dacos touch. Oh, I don't know. Sometimes maybe not. Definitely Nick Watson. Oh yeah. Well, I was looking more at players that aren't in the game anymore. You wouldn't take Nick Watson in his early years because he would miss them all. He's a wizard for missing. Like he kicked, I think he started his career with like 3 goals, 11. You wouldn't pick him then. Now you pick him. I think he's kicked a goal every game, at least a couple goals a game this year. He's definitely in the All-Australian squad. Cripps has had a good game here. Nice work here from the Blues. They like their second quarters, Carlton. For whatever reason. Williams, or not last week. Williams. That was remarkable stuff. Gets it into the Kemp. Evans, got to get rid of it. Handballs it over the line. That'll be a throw-in. Yeah, unless it opens up in the second half right now. This second quarter has been just a very limited opportunities at both sides. Not just goals, but scores. How many scoring shots in the quarter? Just the 3. Yeah, that's well below par for both sides. Wizard had 6 touch. Yeah, he had 6 touch. He wasn't like that. He didn't have an impact. He kicked his goals when they didn't really matter. But he kicked 3 goals, so he could probably still say he can held his head up high. If your shit games are kicking 3 goals, then what are your good games? Watson has kicked a goal every game for like 25 games. I know he's definitely done it for all of this year. It's a pretty great, I think Georgiades has the longest streak currently. Oh, good contest there. Norton's going to maybe earn them a goal. Let's see what they do here, the Dogs. I agree, though. I do agree. Yeah, Watson's just been super consistent. And he's Hawthorn's most dangerous player by a mile. They're taking their time with the Bulldogs, but it's sort of working up. They're sort of opening up the Blues. Let's see if they can hit a target inside 50. West gets it. That's a mark. Was the 39-point margin from Melbourne unexpected? I would have thought so. I would have certainly thought so. How can you say it wasn't? But like that's why I'm glad though. Like I'm glad to see those results happen still. And Melbourne are like that team that just keep on proving everyone wrong and keep just bucking the trend in a way. Dogs get it through the big sticks through West. 10-point margin. I don't know. I don't think I've seen enough from Carlton so far today that'll convince me that they'll win this game. Because the Dogs have been finding their goals a little easier. It's been more of a task for Carlton. Kyrie's my favourite primary school subject. Well, PE was always fun. I was always actually pretty interested in and a fan of maths. I still am. I'm one of the things I'm good at, calculations and all that, maths. And high school subjects. There were subjects that I didn't mind, as in terms of they were quite interesting, but I wasn't very amazing at them, like wood tech and shit. Drama, no one really put in any effort. I never picked that as an extracurricular activity. I like business management, actually. I was quite interested in all that stuff. Too bad it didn't transpire much. If the game is decided by less than a goal, you have to mention me in your next video. Do I want to say yes to that? Do I need to? I don't need to say yes to that. Handballs meters gained this quarter for the Blues, -2. That's pathetic. How are you -2? They just keep going backwards. They're not moving the ball forwards at all. I think the game might very well end up being less than a goal still. Even if Carlton get on a wet sail in the last quarter and get some late junk time that don't make any difference in the game. Who wins the Coleman medal? Well, I'm still probably going to go Ben King because all the other contenders are either missing game, or I think George Yardies is still a chance, but he's not consistent in front of goal. So Ben King. Would everyone else have Ben King right now? In my opinion, I think it's a disappointing quarter. In terms of neutral point of view, then I guess so, but it's sort of kind of what you expect with Carlton. That's they're not going to be involved in many high-scoring sort of games because it doesn't suit their game style. And the Dogs haven't been very, very attacking in the last few weeks either. They've lost that drive. Oh, Dale run down Williams. He's been quite good for them in this game, Williams. He's maybe he's been inconsistent for a lot of this season, but he's been very good for them. So Williams goes long down the line. Pitney's taking his time to get to the contest. Hines, Davidson. Let's see if the Dogs can work with this handball the handball's going forward. Oh, slips over. And goes out of bounds. Dogs lead by 11 points. Who's saying Jeremy Cameron? Because once again, Jeremy Cameron, yeah, he has a game where he kicks 10 goals and 2 games in a row where he doesn't kick a single goal. That's sort of, you just don't trust his consistency at all. I'm going to check the common medal. The common medal leaderboard. The live one. I don't want the one off. No, I want a live one. I think you can probably just check it on the AFL website. You get a lot of good statistical coverage on the AFL app, on the mobile. Blues have only kicked the 3 goals. They definitely want to be a little bit more threatening in the forward line. Jagger Smith has a chance here. Dogs defense scrambling it out. It'll come back. 1 minute here. Carroll takes the mark. They're very, very slow. Very, very slow. Taking their time. Going long. Good luck marking this. Lob almost. You wanted the mark. That was not a mark. Touched 3 other players. Quick snap. Hewitt misses. That's likely going to be the scoreline for the half. Do you think the Blues are better without Voss? In the long term, you would, yeah. Yeah, long term, they'll be better without him. We'll see who they end up. Well, they'll be already looking, and they've probably been looking all year. Who they end up hiring as their next senior coach. Because yeah, I still think they're going to be pretty similar under a similar coaching system with the assistant coach doing the job right now. So I don't think they won't change much. But I still had a feeling that the Blues would just have, I don't know, resurgent energy in this game. It still could be the case. That their pressure's been pretty good. They're in this game, but it's 10 points. They're behind. Normally they're up at halftime. So we'll see. A couple more seconds to go on the quarter though. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought no one wants the job. No one's putting their hands up for it. No one is putting their hands up for the job, so it's going to be difficult for Graham, right? Half time. Bailey Williams, I'm not sure what he actually did injury wise, but I know he's lower leg. I'm actually not sure at all, but he was hobbling off. It looks like his night is done, and Dogs lead it by 10 points at halftime here. What if Harry Mackay kicked 3 goals in the last quarter? Will you mention me? Can I know why you really want to mention so badly? You want to mention a video. I can understand that, actually, to be honest. That's what people want. Yeah, all right. I will write it down if it happens. So Harry Mackay for 3 goals. Like, it's not very unlikely to happen. So yeah, it doesn't hurt me. I can't just be giving them out, handing them out for free. Just giving them to anyone. I can't be doing that. Geez, team won by 180. Let's have a look. I assume he would have posted it. Let's have a look. I would have been on his story. Or did you just follow the score? I assume you would have just followed. Was it his actual team? Do you want to be the coach for arguably the worst? Well, someone's going to put their hand up. Someone's going to do it. You get paid good money. What do you get paid for a senior coach? I'm averaging $1 million a year, I think it is. Yeah, no, fair enough. I appreciate it. All right, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. 3 goals. Eventually, if you keep jumping on the streams, we'll keep making new deals. You wouldn't listen to the footy on the radio, but what's your... No, I don't listen to the radio as that much, but I still probably say, in terms of like, just enjoyment and you know, entertainment sakes, like what gets me going, I'd probably still say Triple M. But I think Triple M back in the heydays was better. Rehire Michael Voss, I definitely did not sell. I actually don't understand that joke. Sorry to mention, but did you plan to do a gather round vlog or even do... Well, if I didn't, that would be pretty disappointing. It's not that I'm not going to do one, but I'm not sure with gather round because I'm finding it hard to put the content together, to be honest, and like release it. But yeah, I don't want to release it too late if I'm going to put it out, because obviously then it'll seem pretty irrelevant. So I'm not sure yet. I'd want to put it out, but if it is out, hopefully it's good enough. Like, I'm not going to put it out if it's shit. It's kind of what I'm going at. But I still filmed at every game that I went to, and all that stuff. Do you think the Dogs will run away with it? I don't think they'll run away. They could have it. Like, it'd be really disappointing if the margin blows out big time like the Saints did in the third quarter a couple of weeks ago. That'd be really disappointing. So hopefully no, but I wouldn't put it past Carlton at all. So I don't think so. I'm not going to say it will. Never know. It might. It very well might. Triple M, yeah, Triple M rub. Yeah, I like it. I don't listen to it that often. I'm not really consistent with it every week or anything like that. But when it's on, I tune in the other week. But again, I only really listen to it when I'm in the car. I just put on Fox Footy or whatever's on. I don't have a particular huge interest. Would you rather Nasai, Wangley, Miller, or the Wizard? I think he's got to have a fairly potent small forward line, so I don't think we're in any rush for. Well, and I think it'd be a bigger blow, no Naz, and a replacement of Watson for St Kilda than vice versa. I think we definitely would like. If you were talking about maybe the best, who is the best key forward in the league? Could be Tracy, to be honest. Punishment, stream a game with your stream open in another tab. How is that a punishment if I just mute this? Do I have to have the other stream on, or the game or whatever the YouTube stream on, like loud, so I have to hear myself back constantly for 2.5 hours. If that's the case, then well, yeah, it would be fucking terrible. It would be it would be punishment for everyone else. Because if it's that would be yeah, I just feel like it'd be unwatchable. You can't mute it. You can chuck it in the footy tips video, because that's where the punishments like are done. That's where I have to do them. I know I've only done one so far this year, but there's still lots of the season to go. But almost halfway through the year, which is crazy. It doesn't feel that way at all. Was there any good in the first half? Was what any good? I don't understand. Sometimes I don't understand what people have to say in the comments, unless I'm misinterpreting it, which may be the case. This game is shit. I still prefer double Saturdays over double Fridays. I don't like the 2 Sundays. I don't mind a little bit overlapping, but the 2 Sundays, especially with 2 really shit games, it just doesn't get you that excited for actually watching footy at all on the Sunday. But sometimes I still do it anyways, because I'm that much of a nuffy and I enjoy the game that much. Waitman's not too far off returning from the side. Their injury list, they're just a lot of big names like Darcy, but it's becoming a little bit of an excuse, I think, the Bulldogs injury list now. To be honest, they've got a lot of their plays back, like Lob. Who else they've got back? Well, Norton was only on it for a couple of weeks. Their best, like their spine plays, that was the issue. It was really exposed against Sydney. Friday Man 22. Oh, if it's just a name change, I'm not really worried. Is it just a name change? That's not a good name change to make, because Friday Man, like it's pretty fucking embarrassing, but I've got to own it. If that's what it is, it might be. The only games I can watch are on 7, but Fox and KO are too expensive. Yeah, didn't you say the exact same comment last time? Well, you're forced to watch Richmond St Kilda tomorrow then, if you want to watch any games. Man, I feel like you could. How much is KO? Like $30 a month. If you're gonna watch all the games, and that's the only real option, I still think it's worth it. And I think KO this year, it's still being a bit patchy and a bit inconsistent, but I think I actually do like the new setup, the new layout. I actually like it more than the other layouts, the old layout. Moorcroft or Sean Smith, whose mark was better? Should we rank Mark of the Years? If there's a tier maker for that, I actually would be kind of interesting. But during the break, I made one a while ago. Could do it. I could actually realistically do an updated one, but I wonder if anyone else has done one themselves. Probably not. I might be the only one that made one over the last 4 or 5 years. To answer your question though, I still have definitely Moorcroft for mine. Just the degree of difficulty, and I haven't seen a mark like that ever. Sean Smith just was pure elevation. It looked spectacular, but I didn't think it was better, to be honest. It's not that bad. The Sandful v Waffle game was even shitter. How did that game go? I'm gonna look it up. No, scoring wise, it just probably, I assume WA would just always in control. Kind of a bit of a snooze fest sort of game. But I mean, that's not really the game you worry about the result. You sort of want to see how the players perform, right? It's sort of like where to scout talent, I assume. It's Kate Penzo. I think you should change your tip to Essendon instead of... No. Why would I want to listen to what you have to say. Give me 10 good reasons, and not just because you go for Essendon or whatever the fuck. Give me 10 really solid reasons I can use to change my tip. If you give me 10 legitimate ones, I'll well, I don't even know if I will consider it, because Essendon, like Fremantle, they can't lose to Essendon. Are you going to stream another game this week? Well, tomorrow I've got the Saints game in the afternoon, and I always head to the Saints games. I think this week or tomorrow I'm heading with a few mates. If not, then my parents. Yeah. No, I'm not streaming though. What's good, Zoe? How's that AFL YouTubers group chat going? I've not checked it in weeks because I don't understand it personally. If you had to choose one AFL player to be president, who would it be? Impy. Well, you don't pick a fucking player that doesn't know what they're talking about or has no intellect. I'd probably pick... Who would be someone... It'd be has to be a leader. Mate, if the Bont was a president or prime minister, we don't have presidents in this country. If the Bont was a prime minister of Australia, mate, I'd actually have a little bit more of an interest in politics. I'd listen to what he has to say. Or if Naz, or Wilkie, yeah, Callum Wilkie, fucking Wilkie. He's a real leader. My favourite is Sam P in 2004. That was the same year that Nick Rewalt took that epic mark, courageous, running with the flight of the football. I thought that was probably the best mark of 2004, personally. But then again, a Sam P mark was very, very good. Just the elevation and the perfect landing. I had a look for like a tier maker, but on a search mark of the year, I get. Oh, I'll show you if this wants to let me. Well, I got scared that OBS was going to do what it did before the start of the stream. It didn't do that, thankfully. Yeah, that works. That does work. Yeah, this is what it shows me. It just shows me weird. That's Thai, right? Oh no, that's Vietnamese. Oh no, this is like Nick Salmon areas. Should we rank this? Does anyone know what this is? It's anime, obviously, but is this a specific anime? Why does that come up when I search Mark of the Year, though? Especially with AFL, how can it be the first option? AFL Grand Final since 2000 ranked. We should do something, and I'll get the opinion of majority. We could do 2026 Indigenous Guernseys, but I don't know. I'm not going to do that. Could do commentators. All right, we can do one quickly. I don't know how long we got till the second half. I know the second half might not be that interesting, but 5.5 minutes. Yeah, no, that can fit a quick one in. Logo. A little boring. I know, yeah, I can remember you were the same guy that asked. I know that. What do you think about Geelong? Pisses me off that they're always really good. They'll never be bad. They might never be bad ever. What tier would Kelly Underwood be? Whatever I'd make the bottom tier. Oh, maybe. She might not be the worst anymore. I don't know. How do you get those scoreboards? On the... Oh, do you want me to rank scoreboards, or how did I get the scoreboard on the screen? I just created it on Photoshop. I have a relative interest in that. And I changed it up a little bit over the course of the year. It looks a little bit like the current Fox Footy one. got the goals and behinds. We can do logos then if you want. We'll have to be quick with it though. Relatively quick. Okay. It doesn't matter what year, right? SAB, SCD. So if I do, if I'm not really getting the chat involved, then there's sort of no point in doing this. Let's move that. I'm doing Adelaide Oval scoreboard today. Wait, you're controlling the Adelaide Oval scoreboard at the game. How the hell does that all work? Man, that's freaking awesome to get that opportunity. If you actually were behind the fucking scoreboard and got to control it and see what you know goes on behind the scenes and all that. If only Bamboo Farmers putting in their opinions, and there's no point. Like it's harder to do this with a little less contribution and all that. I want to go Adelaide. I'll make my own personal one. I think I don't even know what would be considered S. Adelaide A. Carlton. B or C. Maybe B, because there are some nicer, more interesting logos that I can put ahead of it. Brisbane maybe B. Giants. Yeah, I don't like the Giants one, but they're going to probably change their whole identity. Giants is, yeah, kind of just, it just doesn't even feel like a sporting logo, kind of. It just way too basic, that one. Suns. I'm still going to have it D. I know everyone's giving it shit earlier when it was released, but I just don't like, I don't like the way it's set out at all, to be honest. I don't know, it just doesn't, design-wise, when you're trying to like use it to like as a design, it just doesn't work. It's just really weird, the G and C. You can't really, it's like too much of a empty space in the middle. That's what I don't like about it a lot. Collingwood. It's just weird ranking logos, because a lot of it, like, sometimes I chop and change my opinion. Sometimes I actually kind of think this is shit, but then I think it's okay. I think S and have to be at least A. I'll leave them because they've had this logo for 30 years. So it's clearly been, you know, fine to not have to change for all this time throughout many generations. And I think, yeah, the design of it, like, that's just symmetrical. The text is just, I like the font, and you got the plain. Yeah, I agree. That at least A, maybe it can go up. I don't know. We'll see. Freo. It's just a shield and an anchor. It doesn't scream a lot at me, and I don't like the text formation either very much. So I'll go C for Freo. You should create. I could create an F tier. And pick the shittest one, because it'll let us. Will it let us add a row below? Yeah, alright. Alright, F tier. So we got to figure out which one's worse, because I think the overwhelming majority would have either Gold Coast or the Giants, and probably the last. The two expansion clubs just haven't. It doesn't look like they've put in too much effort. It does not involve much of their mascot at all. It doesn't always need to, but like, you've got animals, you got this. Port Adelaide, I don't mind it, but it is, yeah, a bit boring, but it's B. B for mine. I actually think the Port Adelaide one, symmetrical, got the prison bars, got the teal. Quite alright. Geelong B. Melbourne, I don't mind. I like the Saints one. It is a bit standard. I did this video actually last year or 2 years ago when they did the new logos. I wonder where I like Sydney's one. Definitely Bulldogs can go up. West Coast. What do people think of West Coast? Can you get Scoops to join so we can get his expert opinion, please? No, you have to be stuck with my own expert opinion, unfortunately. Well, let's just leave it as it is. Well, I'm not too focused. We've given the Dogs a goal. We'll leave it as it is. I don't really mind. Nice time filler. Jakes is up the Tigers. Hopefully we win tomorrow. Hopefully you lose by 80 points. To be honest, I really don't hope for any injuries because it can only get so bad, and I think it already's gone to that stage. What do you realistically think the margin will be then, Jake? Because the last 3 games against us at Marvel, even when we're never been great, and you guys were not as shit. But I think 50, 60 points is the average over the last 3 weeks. Add a point to the Dogs, mate. I will. Freo B. Yeah, Freo B. Just did I have him B or did I have him C? I think no, I had him C. C. I'm happy with having him C. Why did I not have it at 34? Can't get the first goal here in this third quarter. They're going to rely on the big flyers. Is Mackay there? It's just too congested. Here's a go. Out the back. Oh, is that Cripps? He's dropped it. Could have kicked his second there. Disappointing. Really disappointing. Did you see Brendan Favola's tattoo? Oh, yeah. I have heard about it on the radio, actually. I'll give you my thoughts. I'll bring it up again. Well, I say it was a stupid bet. They're all dumb, but it's all for publicity, so it probably worked out in the end. Where can you actually see the Can't lose. Where can you actually see a photo of it? Is it on his Instagram? Got the money on the Bulldogs. I don't know why you put money on the Bulldogs. Oh, I mean, what were the odds? Like $1.60, $2.40. I don't think there's any value in either of the two teams, to be honest. But maybe you just think Carlton are that. It probably makes sense. I think I'm kind of already screwed with my tip here. I don't think the Blues are going to win. No, I'd said earlier I'll be at the footy tomorrow, so I won't have the ways to stream because we got the 3 o'clock game. So even if I get home, I wouldn't make it on time. I'd start at quarter time, and I think I might stay a little bit later at the game. Carlton have just not been great with their skills so early on in the quarter, but they've been getting a couple inside 50. So unfortunately, lasso free, Dale gets it. Here we go. Bit of excitement. There's been no excitement in this game, to be honest. Be difficult to put together a highlights package for this game. Good tackle, Wilson. Oh, it's a free kick against. Oh, we're going to get a vlog anytime soon. Didn't get one from Gather Round this year. Bit disappointed. Fair. I'm glad to see that people actually obviously still care, because if people still didn't care, it'd be really hard to find the... it's just been one of those years I wasn't really expecting, and as a result of... I do have a video, and I still have the Gather Round footage. I did film there. It's not like I didn't. I don't know. I wasn't really feeling in the moment during it. I didn't... the footage wasn't... it was still fine footage. It was just putting it together. It just didn't feel like the last couple of years. But I've got a lot of footage from all the St Kilda games I've been to. I'm going to put together in a video. I've got a bit of the way through that. So Might add the Richmond game on Sunday and then put that out next week. That would be good. That would be hopefully ideal. And yeah, let me know what you think of that when that's out. So that'll definitely be out before anything else in terms of vlogs. But thank you for asking the question. I once won a contested mark against Adam Chera in Year 12 footy. I also went to school with Jordan Ridley. That's a fair claim to make. You must have been half decent at footy to win a contested mark against a player that would have been drafted the year after. Couldn't have been couldn't have been out of your league in that contest. This final kick from Carlton, it's disappointing because the effort's there. The skills have just been shit. Bro, I swear when you always say something important, an ad comes up. Well, I don't know if I said anything important, to be honest, but you can blame YouTube for that. YouTube want their cash. They'll take a lot of it away from the creators, and it's how they make their money. My streams would always get demonetized. They don't anymore because I don't have the it's the audio, the ads. Here we go. Finally, we get a little bit of action on the scoreboard. Carroll with his second, and margin's only 4 points now, so might have a game. Just want to restart. Yeah, I'll click that button instead. If I took a screamer over an AFL player, I'd never shut up about it. Well, I don't. I say I don't. I could still do that. It could still become something that I end up actually getting done, but I don't think I'll have the confidence to decide. Oh yeah, if I'm playing against, it'd be a former AFL player probably in some sort of game. But like, would I even have the I don't think I'd have the skills to be able to even go up. If they're trying their very hardest, I would be probably like no chance at all, unless it's like a really just a player that's completely out of it. Maybe I catch them off guard. But a screamer, like just even taking a contested or a mark in a one-on-one marking contest, doesn't have to be a screamer. I'll take that. Does not have to be a screamer. Are you gonna make the trip to Optus for Fremantle game next week? I don't think so. I said if we beat the Suns, and I was feeling a little bit more excited for a possible upset. Like we could definitely still cause a shake-up, but if I headed up to Perth, I'd have to head up and then leave the next morning. I don't really know if I want to do that. Plus, I'm going to do Sydney instead. Well, as well, so it could either be one or the other, but probably just Sydney. Do you watch the NFL? No, not really. But considering there is a game on, and I'm probably going to go to the first game at the MCG, it could actually give me a reason to actually start following them a little bit more. I've tried to, sort of. I've tried to watch games. I've never really understood the rules. I'm not a massive fan of all the stop starts. And it's for me, it's always been more difficult to follow international leagues, any leagues that could be really closely, because I haven't got a connection to any of the teams. But maybe I'll have a connection to one of the teams. I don't know, the Rams or the 49ers. I got to still figure it out who I'd want to go for. If I end up going to the game, I could not go, but I've got a ticket if I just want to pay for it. He's been a 1995 Carlton or 2000 Essendon. I don't know as much of the blue side 1995 and Essendon 2000. I still think for dominant seasons, when you only lose the one game. How many games did Carlton lose in that season? Maybe, wasn't many. It was like a couple. Probably still Essendon. Probably still Essendon 2000. Did you know Melbourne's Jacob Van Rooyen has a brother named Benji Van Rooyen? Not really. I didn't. And what about him? That's significant. Oh, he's WA draft prospect. So he's looking like he's probably going to be drafted himself. There's another key position player. So Emmett to line up and puts it to the left. If I fucked up the scores, I might have. Yeah, I have. Make sure you just like, if you notice it and you're watching the game, just tell me, just fucking change the scores, you prick. Might get another Wharfie time performance like last year. Pretty sure it's a star. Why are we getting the Starlight game again? I'm not like complaining. I'm not against that at all. I'm just, why is it become a thing where it's happening against the Saints, or is it just luck? That's a poor turnover. Really poor. Fraser's looking there going, what the fuck is my life going to be for the next 13 weeks? How many more games do the Blues have? 13 more after this, don't they? Including this one. This is 14. Bit of kick-to-kick action going on. Well, if Wharfie time, because when Wharfie time occurred when I was there, we were still behind. And then they kicked the goal. So every time it seems to occur for them, it works, no matter if they're in front or behind. But I kind of do want to go. It's just Perth is like one of the harder trips to make. Raiders. Where's that bloke that said Essendon Freo? That told me that I needed to change my tip. He didn't give me a single reason. Draft under the brother rule. Man, I tell you what, I wouldn't give him any ideas. The AFL. Even 1 goal margin here. 10:32 in the third quarter. The Dogs haven't been that threatening. Neither side's been very threatening in front of goal. It's been really slow. Kind of a difficult watch, but I feel like I've seen these sort of games before, and they always turn out to be belters somehow in the end. Evans. And, okay, not bad. Defending-wise, Karmas did fine. Jagger Smith. Go for home. Where's the bounce going to go? Oh, that's really unlucky. That just bounced up high. Could have been an easy goal. I'll update the fantasy count. I have it at the bottom for anyone that is interested and is watching and has any of the particular plays in their team. Jagger Smith, 58. A lot of trade outs for Jagger Smith, but he sort of proved everyone wrong in a way by having some consistent performances. I still think the Dogs have more to give than the Blues do in this game. That's why I'm not really expecting Carlton to just come out on top in this game. I know it's a yearly thing. How long is the Starlight tradition or the game, let's just say, like been going on for? I know it's been going on for at least a number of years. Like I know for a fact. Don't change your tips. That's a terrible idea. Well, I'm not. I had no intention to change them. Especially not for a game like that. That's high. Carlton fans have the right to be pissed off there. That was definitely high. Those fans got the best view of it. Only 9 goals in 2.5 quarters of footy. Not necessarily the most ideal circumstance. Under the roof at Marvel. It is roof, right? Cripps in the ruck. He's got the height for it. Williams. Man, such a contested game. A lot of contests and stoppages. Fuck, this game's been... It's been like... It's still been kind of interesting, though. Mackay! He's missed! Wins out the ruck, looks like a complete doofus and still screws it up. Pisses me off a little bit. Because I want Carlton to actually I wanted to back Carlton in and actually look not like an idiot. And it might still not pay off. 4 goals, 9 plays, 5 goals, 7. That is surprising that he's getting more of a not more of it, but more of an, it seems like he's having more of an impact as a forward. There, Andy. Oh, that's high on Chera. If from Sydney, when I went to Melbourne for the AFL, I noticed there were like no kids. Is it because it's not safe anymore in the Melbourne city? Mate, I don't know where in Melbourne you're venturing to think that. I still think Sydney's. I'm like, look, if you go into the certain suburbs of the CBD at night, yeah, you're fending for yourself. But I think Sydney's still more unsafe than Melbourne. I don't know what the statistics are. Dogs have been crap, to be honest. I agree. I thought that. I mean, I expected a little bit more from both sides. Carlton have probably deserved to be in front, if I've got to say anything. The Dogs have not been very convincing, and they're a side that I wouldn't worry about when we play them. If this is what we're looking like, when are they gonna get back certain plays? We have them later in the year. I think Waitman will be in the side, and English makes a difference, but they're not the same side as they were early in the year, where they were like beating apart sides. Because Carlton may have improved a little bit. But we've seen this a lot from the Blues. Dogs lead by 10 now through that Norton goal. He's kicked 2 goals alongside Matt Carroll. He's had a pretty solid day. Kind of been their only genuine key target. They've put a lot of reliance now on Norton without his other partner in crime in Darcy. I'm going back and reading some of the comments. Yeah, well, Harry, he's saving all the bad ones for the last quarter there. Triforce Legends. Should we get another rank? Can we get another ranking video of your least favorite team? I don't think they would have changed too dramatically compared to the last time. I seem to be doing them every few years. But nice to get a bit of a suggestion. So I will keep that in mind. Not sure what happened there. I heard a little error sound. I thought something fucked up. Everything seems to be good on my part. It was in Brighton. I've been to Brighton at 9 and I've made it out alive. Sanders has been good, hasn't he? He's had an underrated season. Really getting more midfield minutes and really good contested player. Carlton free kick. 4 goals, 9 the Blues. They've only kicked the 1 this quarter. They're giving Cripps, which I don't hate. If you put Cripps full forward, he's actually pretty good one-on-one. Just not a very good entry. Oh, it's a little flat, isn't it, this game? Speaking of least favourite teams, do you like Hawthorn more or dislike Hawthorn more? Haven't changed. I've never liked Hawthorn. I like them more when they were sort of shit entering that new phase. Oh, nice work, Cripper. Nice work. He's trying to lift his side in this game. He's kicked his second. And he's still got it. I think the timer fucked up. That's what happened. That's what that noise was from before. Yeah, I just had to restart it. That's a good goal. That's a captain's goal. Look at that. Roves the crumb. He's had 16 disposals, so a little bit unders of what I'm needing. In fact, very much unders. 17-6. Not many high disposal games in this game of footy. To be brutally honest. Everyone's saying good luck against the Tigers. I'm not wanting to disrespect the Tigers or anything like that, but I don't think we need luck. You always need luck in footy, but against Richmond, I think we should be fine. But I'd be a little concerned if fucking Tom it's stuck at 17 seconds here. It happened on another stream for some reason. It's something I can fix though. It's just a pain having to do it live on there. Cripps is ageless. He's not ageless. How old is Cripps now? He's definitely in his 30s now. Because he started his career in 2014. This is some better footy from Carlton. Smith. Haywood. Not going to be a goal. It's going to... McGovern could have got that. 3-point margin. We're set up for a good last quarter. Carlton are looking... I've said this whole game. They've looked like they've been more likely to want to take risks and score. They just have had poor entries and poor looks at it. This is a good opportunity here for the Dogs, though. Good spoil. Cowan, straight to Norton. And finds a target. That was a little bit too easy. And Haynes, if he misses it from here, he should be dropped. Won't miss it from 20 out. What was that popping sound? Oh, it would literally, just so I can fix the timer. I didn't realize you guys could friggin' hear that. It's not letting me donate. Well, you don't have to donate if you don't. Didn't you say before you couldn't even afford KO? Or, like, you'd be better off saving that money for KO, to be honest. And obviously, he kicks the goal, so they're back out to a 9-point lead, the Dogs. But I wouldn't write off Carlton in this game. I think they can actually take it to the final siren and really give the Dogs a real shake-up. Dale on 85 on Supercoach. He's on 68 on fantasy. I don't care about his Supercoach score because I have him in AFL fantasy. But he's become a pretty reliable player this year in both games. Not sure if anyone else has him. I've had a really... I said this year, I've probably had my most fun with fantasy and Supercoach, weirdly enough. So I want to go through my teams this 3/4 time break. I'll show you guys for those that give a fuck. I'll do it anyways because I actually enjoy it. Hewitt wins the clearance. Kicks it to a 1-on-1 and a bit easy there. I can't tell if that's Selwood or Buslinger. They literally look identical. They've got the same haircut. Probably the same hairdresser. Richards drops it. Walsh gives it off. Hewitt. Ainsworth. And a leading target. A drop mark from Kemp. What's he done there? Evans. Ainsworth. A weird connection with a snap. And that's going to be fisted over the line for a behind. 5-11 plays 7-7. The Dogs are feeling a little bit of heat right now. You're going to Hawksthorn v Saints in round 12 because if you do... Yeah, I will be going to that game. Thursday night footy. I haven't had a full look at the new fixtures yet either. I've had a few glances. I've seen the Saints, but the new time slots, I haven't had a full look. Well, actually, no, I take that like I haven't, but not on the live stream or not with you guys. Can you give me good luck for my game tomorrow? Sure. I mean, give me something to say. I want to sort of speak to you, not just speak to, to an icon in the chat. So I want a name. I want a name to who to say good luck to. Because then it'll be, you'll have a little bit more more connection with what I'm saying. So Carlton get the ball back through a lasso free. Let's see what happened here. No free kick. That, yeah, a bit unlucky there for the Bulldogs. And a shocking kick. Rory Lobb fitted back in the defence pretty nicely after being out for a few weeks. Yeah, well, you didn't you? Yeah, you Chaz. Or are you just Chaz? Should I just refer to you as Chaz? Chaz, mate. Kennedy. Oh, they've got players free here, the Dogs. Got to be careful here, Carlton. Wiedering is pretty well. Needs a second effort. Norton hammers it to no one in particular. West slips over. Surely they get him there. 2 minutes here, the Blues. I would say if it can stay at 8 points, then we'll really see what the Blues can do in the last quarter, because I think they can win. Especially if they can kick one late here. I think they can actually win. Hopefully, though. One more effort. Well, a few more efforts here. 140. Just Chaz. Yeah, well, I don't know more information. Oh, that's all enough information I need to know, to be honest, to wish you some good luck. But yeah, Chaz, I'll stare into the camera, so it's sort of, because I've, got the screen on the other monitor. Chaz, tomorrow, Sunday, have a bloody pearl every game, mate. I've got faith in you. Your teammates have faith in you. This is a very important game to maybe make finals, to cement your spot in finals, to maybe could be your first win of the season, whatever it might be. You've got a big role, mate, and I have real faith and belief that you're going to make it work. You put in the effort, you put in the hours, you've done the training session. So, Chaz, have a belter of a game tomorrow, and good luck. Don't do anything too silly on the field, or have a shit preparation the night before. Make it work, mate. There you go. I wouldn't know if I'd be a good coach, but I guess you don't know if you don't try. But I realistically don't think I'm very good at sending messages and being that leader. I sort of more of a follower as opposed to a director. But that's not to say that that'll never happen. I just got to do that more often, I guess. Just been so used to being really not like that at all for my whole life. Well, I've got no idea what, if it's under what age group it is either. It could be like just any old game that doesn't really matter. It could be against the best side where you probably no chance of winning, or it could be against the... But again, it's for his game. I don't know if I'm wishing luck for your team or for you individually. Carlton might run out of time here. Won't matter because it didn't find a target. So another pretty low-scoring quarter there. I think only a couple goals each side, but it is an 8-point margin, which means that we are set to perhaps see an interesting finish. Because I cannot tell you from this point onwards who's going to win. You can sort of know a few times with Carlton games, but they've been in a lot of games at three-quarter time still. It's not just three-quarter time, it's half-time. So we'll see if they change it. The thing is, they were behind at half-time, so they're going to have to sort of do a bit of a reverse. Were you free during the Hawthorn game? If so, why did you not stream it? I wasn't, though. I wasn't free. I was considering streaming because I said it was one of those games I definitely wanted to watch, but then a mate called me up and I really wanted to actually commit to it and say yes and actually have an hour and a half of a bit of a kick around and a couple of things. So yeah, but I don't have to. I shouldn't have to. I don't know, like excuse myself for everything I do in my life if I can't do a live stream, just because. Yeah, just because I wasn't at the game. Just because I'm not at the game doesn't mean I have to stream it if I'm not at another footy game. It's not really been the case this year. Well, they're going to need Harry to kick at least a goal or two. So for my sake, I want Harry, I want Harry or any Carlton player to do a few things in the last quarter goal-wise. Yeah, let's have a look at my Supercoach and fantasy team this week and just have a little look at how they're running. We are going to wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow I've got a lot of plays. Oh, I thought I crashed the server there for a second. That would have not been good. All right. Let's have a look at my regular team. I haven't had a look at this a lot today. That's really bad. 93,000, but I've got number of plays to go. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and a vice and a captain. So that definitely will start rising. I won't be streaming Richmond St Kilda. It is in Melbourne, and I go to the games in Melbourne. Got to write this down as one of the worst games of this season. I wouldn't even have it in my top 10, to be honest. It hasn't been a very exciting game, but I thought it sort of started to lift in the last 5 minutes of that quarter. So I don't think it's been one of the worst games, but probably hasn't really. That North Melbourne v Essendon game I did earlier in the year, that probably was worse. The skills from both sides was shocking. Why does that say full time? Yeah, anyways, this is my team. Gone 84. Not many high scores, actually, to be honest. Only 200, so maybe Supercoach just not my week. But look at my Supercoach score. Fantasy not being my week, but look at my Supercoach score for the week. I've got Grundy, who scored 203 against the Pies, and it was an obvious choice to have him as a vice captain. Oh, but then look at this. Sheasel and Pickett did shocking. Oh, I've just absolutely stunk it up in the bed. Selwood and Bustlinger and Butterick, both 40 in the 40s. So it's not even going to be that good of a score, because a lot of players had big scores this week. Fucking hell. Even Bont might not get 100. Fucks, that sucks. You should do some AFL Sporkle stuff. I've done Sporkle stuff during the breaks of streams before. But over time it gets repetitive if I do the same thing, like, What sort of Sporkle stuff would you want to see then? He probably won't. No, yeah. If this, Richmond St Kilda. But Freo Saints, that's next week. So if you want to see me watch another Saints game, fingers crossed it ends up like maybe a 5% chance I'll end up actually going to Perth. Why is everyone saying this game? Well, you can have ugly games. There have been many times that games have been ugly throughout the game of footy, but it ends up being close. Doesn't necessarily mean the whole game was great, and vice versa, where games normally the ones that are a bit more high scoring, but or sides when they get a bit of a run, like that Melbourne Hawthorn is very entertaining. That wasn't a close game. Melbourne broke through the Hawks in the third quarter, so we'll see what the Blues can do in this last quarter. But I'm giving them a chance. I'm giving them a chance. They've got to stay. They just cannot melt down. Helps that they're winning contested. I think they're winning the contested footy. What's the stats in that? They're winning it by 16. So this is the sort of game they like. The Bulldogs haven't been able to make it that difficult for the Blues. So this is the game that they like. Let's see if they can do it for another quarter, the Blues, and get me my tip against the grain right. There we go. Oh, good stuff, Cripps. Penne drops it on his foot. That looked like it could have been holding the ball, but maybe not. Let's see if Bontempelli has an instate. It looks like Cripps is the play for them. Once again, Florent, nice. Shearer. Where's Mackay? It's going to be a push in the back, so they're going to get a free, the Blues. They're going to have a shot on goal. I think that's Ainsworth. No, that's no, Haywood gets the shot on goal. I think the stadiums video is my best one. Like, most work put into it. It was a whole year worth of effort. It probably took a lot out of me, to be honest with you, and I don't think that's partly why it's resulted in the year that this has been so far. But that was really enjoyable. Yeah, they're just making new memories and enjoyable experiences, meeting new people. It was great fun. Really expensive though. Don't think I made the money back on the video as of yet, but it's still ticking away, so I'm happy with that. That can stay out there and just make me money for the rest of my life, in theory. It's a good thing with the old videos that they still get people watching them. So I'm still making a lot of money from those old videos, thankfully, but I could be making more if I post more. It's a mind thing, isn't it? Anyways, no score there from Haywood as the Dogs transition it through Butterick, and he finds Haynes. Haynes goes to Cripps, who has certainly been one of Carlton's best. Once again, slow movement. Oh, almost Haywood. Oh, almost a free kick. Almost a free kick. Needed to be careful there. Caulfield. He's got the same haircut as Lob. Lob on the ruck. Colner winning the one-on-one possessions right now. 18 minutes on the clock. Mackay's the deepest forward. Nice Wiedering. He's going to come back. Oh, they're getting good looks at it here, the Blues. Cripps again. Not 15. Crunched as Dale gets it. Dogs will get it out. Sanders. Lob's looking a bit proppy. Trying to make this game seem more exciting than what it really is. And Artie Jones sprays it. Almost kicks to the crowd. So Carlton get another chance here. I think Newman has it. Oh, they're going backwards though. Go on, show a bit more dare. You might as well. Mackay marks. Not in the forward line though. Here's a chance for Walsh. Goes inside 50. Nice mark. Carroll again. Surely that was a mark. Yes, it was. Are they going to pay 50? They're going to pay 50 here. This is not looking good for the Bulldogs right now. They're starting to become really undisciplined. He'll kick this. So it's 3 goals for Matt Carroll. Sort of a surprise play to get 3 goals. And Carlton are only 2 points behind in what could end up being a really good game of footy and a possible Carlton upset. Yeah, that was I don't know what Davidson thought there. I don't think he got a touch to that. That was just silly. You pay that. They're always going to pay that. G'day, just rated cube. And then he grabbed him again. So that was definitely a 50-meter penalty. I thought, yeah, if they didn't pay that, that would have been pretty bad. Umpiring. Oh, Cripps wins it again. Look at this. They haven't been up since the first quarter early on, though, the Blues. They've got a free kick. Who's got it? Harry Mackay. Oh, these Bulldogs fans need to get over in the crowd. Jesus Christ. He's going to snap here. He's bellied it a few times here. I wouldn't be so sure that he's going to put this through if he's going to snap. Harry, this is for 1 of 3. And he's got the goal. 1 of 3. Blues in front. Haven't been front for much of the game. 6% compared to the Bulldogs' 89%. Nanis Shazza has had better days at the footy. I quite like Bulldogs fans. I think they're pretty tame. They don't cause too many issues. They don't bark too much. But there was a really annoying Bulldogs fan when back in the day when I'd sit level 3 for St Kilda games, reserve games. He would every single Bulldogs game, and they would always seem to win. And he just wouldn't shut the fuck up. Arrogant tosser. He was really annoying. Yeah, I mean, you've got two more goals from Harry Mackay, and it kicks 2 goals in this quarter. I don't think the Dogs are going to win, to be honest, because then they would need at least another 3, and I assume it's not just going to be Mackay. Evans goes up. They've got a lot of belief right now, Carlton. Not looking good for the Bulldogs. Ison high. Go up, Mackay. Might as well, mate. Why wouldn't you? Bond's lost. Ah, drop footy. Bond, good stuff. I get it out, the Dogs. I'm telling you, AFL legend, it's the new coach. I don't think Michael Voss will be sitting back at home particularly glad the fact that they might actually win now that he's not there. But I don't think it's going to sustain itself for the entire season. But at some stage, you're going to get a win. And the Bulldogs, even though they won last week, haven't really been firing. Like, they've obviously had a bad patch of form, but I still think those... I still think they showed a lot more better signs, even without if you take injuries away from it. I don't think they've been all that flashy, even with a few players out. Not today, they haven't. I can't remember who they have next week. They got the Demons next week. They're in danger with the Demons next week. Dale, good mark. G'day, Super Sleuth. You know he's super annoying when you can remember him. Yeah, I mean, it was the same bloke. He was there like at least 4 or 5 games. I wouldn't even shock me if he was there for non-St Kilda game, non-Bulldogs games. But why would he be there? But he would always be in the same seat, and it wasn't reserved as well. So we'd sit in the reserve section, and then behind us would be all the GA supporters. So the final reserve seat up in level 3. So you get random people behind you, and it's normally opposition supporters. Yeah, but who else do you have on the sidelines? Isn't it just O'Donnell? And it hasn't been that bad. It hasn't collapsed too badly in this game. Carlton have only scored the 7 goals. So you've done all right, but you're looking a lot more vulnerable this quarter. Patel. That's at Marvel, right? Melbourne Bulldogs. I don't know. The Blues are going to choke. They're really playing all right now. If they can capitalise, get a couple more goals, it's good luck, Bulldogs. See what you got. Like, pressure's on. there's a very good chance if they lose this game, the Dogs, that's top 6 aspirations pretty much gone with a few of the other results we've seen this weekend. Pitney, top of the square. It's going to be fisted to the point post. So it's actually going to be thrown in. That's not what they wanted. The worst one I've faced. I'll have to get back to you on that one, to be honest, because I've done some pretty, like, one of the worst ones was actually the dress one, but I actually quite enjoyed that night. Oh, it's a brilliant goal from Kemp off the ground, and he celebrates, and rightly so. 10-point margin. What did I say before the game? Although they've been in these positions before. Was it touched? No, I don't think it was touched. Let's have a look at the replay there. Save this for the World Cup. So Carlton's pressure this quarter has been as good as I've seen it. Surely it was touched then. No, it wasn't. He just wanted to freaking claim it. He clearly didn't touch it there. He missed it so clearly. Who do Carlton have next week? Bever has to go after this season. He's not going to go. He's not going to leave on his own merit, though. That's the problem. They've got to make the tough decision. If they don't, if they don't even make the wild card, the Dogs, especially, they've got to at least win 1 or 2 finals. Another warning here. You only get the 1 warning a game, right, for each team. Mackay, Ruck. Oh, look at this. Smith. The Blues. Have another. It's icing this time. Might be icing it for the Blues here at 16 points. Hold up. Yeah, I know my mic's muted. Oh, it ended up being behind, so luckily I didn't screw the scores up. But it doesn't, even if that was touched, they're going to get one back in the next 30 seconds the way this game's going. That's a poor kick, though. I still don't really trust their skills, the Blues. Oh, there's no way a sacked coach goes to the club to a different club the following year. Imagine how much money the odds would be for that to happen. Bever getting sacked and moving on to the Blues. Where would Michael Voss be right now watching this? Or would he be watching this? Probably would be, right? Surely. Carlton haven't had a win since round 1. And that was barely a win for them. This will probably be... This has been their best performance all year. From games I've watched, at least. And the most consistent, because they've been in every quarter. They haven't really dropped away in any quarter. Every other game, they've had at least 1 or 2 really crap quarters. But there's still so much time on the board, and it's only 11 points. And the Bulldogs still haven't really done nearly enough to be promising or convincing. So it only takes 5 minutes of some special footy. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I don't even see Bont in the middle. Maybe they put him up forward. Probably not, considering they haven't been able to win the footy for a lot of this game. Justin Longmire. Come on. No way they get a goal from this. It wouldn't be deserving. I say it wouldn't be deserving. I think he's marked that, Norton. How did no one fly for that, though? That's a little disappointing. They can't throw this away. They cannot throw this away. Otherwise, I struggle to see them winning more than 4 or 5 games, because it's just a repeated pattern that hasn't been fixed even without Voss. Norton, he's been their best target for the Dogs. He's kicked his third. Oh, he's hit the post. That's a real let off. Sometimes low-scoring games can actually end up being all right. But it's normally not when it's against two kind of shit teams. I still don't know if the Bulldogs look good this year or not. To me, they feel just average. Jesse, welcome to the stream. How's your... you may have already uploaded it, to be honest, but how's your video tracking along? Have you not started yet from the weekend? Or from Wednesday, it wasn't the weekend. Still feels a bit weird that the game was on a Wednesday of all days. Here we go. Oh, Walsh, good work. Gets to it. Chera. Oh, it's a smother. 10-point margin here. Carlton have it in their 50. One more goal will not seal it. But it'll probably have to force the Bulldogs to find another method of trying to win this game. It's a little too easy. It's a little bit too easy there. Davidson, they haven't had many good runs through the middle. No teams no teams, to be honest with you, but particularly the Bulldogs. That's a free kick against. Florence had his best game so far for the Blues this year, and Jagger Smith been consistent. Hollands. Not the best kick there. Mackay taps it on. Kemp. Walsh. He's got it on the 50. He might go the ball. Is he going for the home? He might be going for home here. $136. Why are you asking me if it's going to be above 136? Because that would not have been the line heading into this game at all. No, I wouldn't have thought so. I don't think there's another 5 goals left in this game. Walsh from outside 50. That looks pretty good. I think that's through. Mackay's gone up. Be unlucky if this is another touch behind, because they've had enough chances in this game and they've been really close to a couple. Let's see. I think it's touched. Jesus, that's very lucky. How long is this going to last, though? It feels like the walls just hasn't bursted yet. Still plenty of time. 8 goals, 13 now. You know, I really do want Carlton to win. As much as it is quite funny to see them constantly fail on the last hurdle. I really would like to see a win here. Bontempelli, that's a good kick. Favours Kennedy. Walsh will get it out. Carlton will get it back here. Nice. Blues just have a bit of composure, don't they? Haven't been making too many mistakes at all. Controlling the ball here. I don't know how many disposals the Dogs have had, but not heaps. They won't, Mamta Patel. Free kick. Oh, it goes to the Dogs. I thought for a second that went to Mackay there. They just have absolutely no options. They've had no options all game. Short kick. Butterick. Dale. Goes into the middle. Bont can't do everything. And Isa now picks it up. And they've got to play it out the back. And McGovern, good spoil. Well, that was almost a throw. Evans, they have to convert here. They have to convert here. Yes, they do. The Blues are up by 17 points. I think that was Haywood that kicked the goal. Or Ainsworth. It's pretty hard now, I would have thought, to see him drop it from here. I don't think they've been in a position this late into a game with this much of a lead. They could win this game by 6 goals. No one's going to say it, mate. And even if they do, just ignore it. But it is the scoreline. 9 goals, 13, 67. 7, 8, 50. Can Bontempelli, how much more can he do? Because he hasn't got the ability to do everything if the other players aren't also stepping up when they need to. Cripps once again. I would give him probably 3 votes in this game, to be honest. Oh, that's a free kick for holding the man. Fair. Either you pay it or you let it go, but it's definitely not holding the ball. I think it's an intriguing game, Dreamtime, next week. Either side could get an opportunity at winning. It won't be as bad. Surely it'd be better. It'll be a better contest. I'd have the Bombers though. You'd think to win that game by maybe a few kicks. I think this seals it though. Ison, if he puts it through, he's sealed it. He's put it beyond measures here. I really don't think Bulldogs now have it in them to kick another 4 goals. They've kicked only 7 for the game. There's 6.5 minutes to go. Well, what happens when you sometimes just make decisions, you know, let go of your coach, and suddenly you start winning games. Sometimes can be that way, and it's clearly the case in this game. So far, though, that was his first goal as well, actually. I forgot. Good moment to kick your first goal. Dogs need to score a goal basically out of the centre clearance, or it's done. Cripps. Walsh. Mate, they just keep winning the 50-50s, the Blues. Look at that inside 50 count in the last quarter. 14-2. I think it's 5 goals in this quarter to 1. It's a thrashing. A proper thrashing. Who do Carlton have next week? Look, they're just under so much pressure. Well done. That's what the fans want to see. Bit of hope. That'll get whoever they're playing next week. That'll get the fans to the game next week. Who do they have? Port Adelaide at Adelaide. Well, I don't know. Some will make. Actually, they have a pretty good attendance. The Blues fans up in Adelaide. That'll be a tough one to pick, but I'll probably still go the power. Not as convinced that this is going to happen every week. Oh, that was a mark. Almost. Put one more. Almost. I was going to put one more through to put the Q on the rack, but it hasn't been the case yet. Oh, even the easy kicks are not looking good for them. All right, here's a chance. Oh, look at that. Fumbles all over the place for the Bulldogs. How come you keep asking when the game ends? This is a really disappointing loss from the Bulldogs, and if they're probably not going to beat Melbourne next week if they play like this. So you're looking at 5 and 6. No excuses to lose a game like this, even with a new coach coming in. There's just no excuses. Fremantle Saints, Mr. Blue Dude. Hawthorn Adelaide as well. And then I'm not sure. I don't know yet for the Saturday or Sunday. Oh, I think it's off the ground. Free kick. It could go to Carlton. Yeah, it will. So what did I say? They'd win by 12 points. This is going to be even better than what I thought for Carlton's sake. They're just chipping it around and absolutely fooling it with the Bulldogs. I've wasted a minute off the clock. Dogs just have to go man on man now, don't they? You don't want to be that team that loses to Carlton. That team that eventually loses to Carlton. Because they're eventually going to find a win at one stage, and it's happened to be tonight. They've been chipping around for the last 2 minutes. They could lose this for the next 3 minutes of the game. Just ice it by chipping the ball around. Be good for everyone's fantasy teams. Which I will update right now. Not been a relatively high scoring game for fantasy, actually. For the Bulldogs players at least. I don't think Kerno would have made the biggest difference, but you could certainly use him. He just didn't want to be there in Carlton colours. So I don't think you would have got the best out of him anyways. And you're very reliant on him, way too reliant on him in the 50. Which seems to be the case with Mackay, but you've Kemp in the side. It's just opening up a little bit more. Are Carlton going to chip it back, or are they going to try and find a late goal? An exclamation point. It won't be the case. Just an absolute scrap it's been, but the Blues have been better at it for longer. Don't get your hopes up too high. I don't think their hopes... No Carlton fans have their hopes up too high. It's just one solid win that they've been desperate for 8 weeks. It doesn't really change my perception where Carlton will be at the end of the year. They're still going to be bottom 4 material. I cannot remember any like seamless and proper passionate play the Dogs have actually made in this game. It's just been so difficult. Really been like I'd be so pissed off if I was a Bulldog supporter with today's effort. They're probably going to win. They've got the game sewn up, mate. There's a minute left. They need 4 goals, the Dogs. I might kick one here though. There is maybe 1,000 Bulldogs fans in the crowd. It feels like every single one of them has left the joint. Yeah, you didn't really miss out on a massive game, to be honest. It didn't really turn out to be the sort of game that I thought it could have been. I thought it was really going to be just more of an effort from the Bulldogs. I mean, Carlton have been really good, but genuinely thought they'd have been a 5 or 6 goal better side from most of it. So it just ended up happening. I thought that the game continued the way it was going to go. Carlton were eventually going to run over the top. Full 4-quarter effort. 17 points, 51 seconds left. If you're not watching the game. Free kick to Artie Jones. 43 seconds on the clock. They could actually give my margin a real run for its money. I could actually get it perfect. I think I said 11 in the video. Can't remember if I did or not. Norton. Well, they've stopped the time here. How come they haven't continued the time? Now they have. So they've kicked 2 goals in 25 seconds. If there was an extra minute, it would make things a lot more interesting. But I don't think 27 seconds is enough time. All it takes is for Carlton to win the footy, and then they can just control it. Is a kid called Lenny your model or something? Yeah. He's a ripper of a kid. Coach Lenny for the Wattle Park Animals. Does a bit of emceeing for Carlton. I think a game a year. Pops in the chat every now and then. I assume you know him through school. You wouldn't be nervous. Or would you? No, that's it. They need to be clean from them. Bont wasn't. Well, actually, he was, but the handball wasn't. And this could be the sealer, the proper sealer. It's going to be a point. It's going to be a point. Look at that. I said Blues by 12, and it's going to end up being Blues by 12. Might be the first time that's happening this year. And a lot of people gave me shit for it as well, didn't they? Didn't quite get the disposals right, although Cripps was actually really good today. Better than Walsh, but still not quite 65. It's a bit of like, they don't... How often does Cripps get 30 these days? And the siren sounds, and the Blues get an emphatic win over the Dogs. Might not seem that way on the scoreboard, but realistically, they were 5 goals better from the game that I watched, and flatters the Dogs a little bit. And they're in a bit of trouble now with their season, because they've lost 5 of the last 6. And they're just not playing inspiring footy right now at all. Good Saturday footy with my tips. Got Melbourne right, got Carlton right. Yeah, I mean, Walsh I still thought was pretty solid. Just fantasy-wise, yeah, didn't do what we wanted. 2 tackles. Normally has a few more than that. And 8 kicks as well. Yeah, I'm looking at the fantasy. He said Bon only with 92. I had Bailey Dale in my team. So I'll show you what it's looking like if you want to see it. Looking a little bit thin scores wise, but I do have hopefully a big Sunday coming up with 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Although a few of them are rookies, but still. Robertson, Whitfield, they could combine for 400. Hopefully they do. I probably need them to at least combine for 400. That doesn't deserve that song. It deserves the other song. Carlton higher than Essendon now. Wasn't that always the case? That was always the case, right? They'd be higher than the Eagles now. Is what you should have said. So they've jumped up to 15th, and they definitely have been a better side than West Coast this year. That probably feels about right where Carlton sit, 15th on the ladder. Port Adelaide have a percentage of 105. So they're not gonna overtake Port Adelaide. It depends on what happens next week. Even if next week happens, it's not gonna make any difference. It was a good win. Gives Carlton fans just something to be happy about, you know, because it hasn't been a lot for them to look forward to and be and then uses some sort of enjoyment. So you can actually see that there's maybe a nucleus in some of the young Carlton players that are, and their recruits as well. This game I thought were impressive, particularly Florent, but Haywood, Ainsworth bobbed up with a late goal. They meet again in round 23. I wonder if that game will probably, because you know Bulldogs every year they'll fight for they'll fight for finals, so they'll be in the hunt. Could be a very important game for them. Unless Carlton make a random run on. Imagine they win the next 5 and the next 6 and somehow still a chance. Everyone really wants to know if I'm streaming St Kilda v Richmond. Why would I stream that game when it's in Melbourne? I almost always go to the home. I mean, I know normally I do make a few trips here and there interstate. This year, not as many as the previous years, but I haven't missed a Melbourne game in 4 years now. And that game was because I slept in. I should get a big call correct for that. 10-4 Ford. I got the exact margin correct. That doesn't work that way, unfortunately. What's the time? It's 10:10. I'm going to crack this open tomorrow morning. Hopefully I get some decent cards. That doesn't really affect me, but for the sake of the video, I'd like to get some decent cards. I got to open a really good card up with Bud in his video that he did in just the one pack. So I think I've got the luck. The luck might be on my side. So you get for those that want to wish me some luck, you can in the comments. Yeah, I haven't been buying many footy cards this year because it's just they're really expensive and all that shit. But I definitely open them when I can. So yeah, I've got like 14 movies I want to watch on my birthday, so I'm gonna watch them this week. All those what movies were they like? What movies were they? They were like, was it the Toy Story and all that? Was Finding Nemo one of them? I don't know. Good luck. You got 14 in a week, so you could fit a couple in each day, for sure. Anyways, that's it from me. I will wrap the stream up now, but thank you for those that joined. Sorry for the start. It was OBS had a bit of a mare, but it ended up being a pretty solid game, and I'm glad that the Blues won. I wanted to see them win, and they did. So well done, Carlton. Condolences, Bulldogs. And I tell you, that Melbourne v Bulldogs game next week's looking good. 3:15 PM as well. That's a big game for the Bulldogs. I think they might respond. I don't know about Melbourne and Marvel, but I think they might respond there. But that's a good game. Just looking at the next round of fixtures. Oh, Collingwood West Coast. Yeah, that's actually the biggest game of the round, probably, because of just because of Scott Pendlebury. There aren't that many great games, to be honest, but that's probably Geelong Sydney's a good one. You have been, Nathan. I appreciate it a lot, mate, because I always like having people in the stream that I can talk to, and feels like I'm not just talking to no one. So yeah, cheers. Just rated Cube as well. You streaming the Eagles game tomorrow night? No, because that's on at 6 o'clock and the Saints game's on at 3. So I won't have the time to stream it, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.